The first story is an update about a man in his 60s dying of stage 4 pancreatic cancer that caught his wife cheating with his business partner. Well, the last part of this video was completed by his son because he passed away. May his soul rest in peace. Please watch the part 1-7 to understand the full context of the story. The links to the video are on the description below. Please support the channel by hitting the thumbs up button. Title: I unfortunately saw Jane again. I am still here, but it has been a bit rough. I am now home, but I did spend a few days in the hospital. I was found unconscious, but was still breathing, so they took me to the ER. I do have a do not resuscitate order, but I never died. I have always hated hospitals, but now with my diagnosis, I really hate the hospital. I don't want to die in there. I have been home for a while now. I can no longer drive off the farm. Really, they don't want me to drive on the farm, but I am determined to keep doing my chores and seeing the sunrise and sunset as long as I can. I also have full-time home healthcare workers, or as I call them, babysitters. But I am not going to fight with the family on that one. So basically, I don't remember anything until I woke up in the hospital. Most of my family and Carol were in the room. I was stable by then, and the doctors just wanted to observe me for a day or two and of course run more tests to be sure. I had either my twins, Sarah, or Carol with me for almost the entire time. There was one night when no one was with me, and I woke up with Jane in my room. I guess she pulled the wife card on a duty nurse that did not know to let her in. I was tired, but she was playing the sweet and devoted wife. I don't know why. Then when I realized she was holding my hand and stroking my head, I pulled away. She was hurt. She then started the new refrain of being so sorry. She did not mean anything she said to him. She was trying to use him, etc. I just sat there, not engaging. This upset her. She demanded that I talk to her. She was just loud enough to catch the nurse's attention. The nurse noticed Jane's demeanor and my uncomfortableness. The nurse was smooth. She tells Jane to wait outside because she needs to perform some BS checks. Once Jane was out of the room and the door was closed, the nurse asked me if I was okay. I told her that Jane was my ex-wife and there should be notes for her not to be allowed. She apologized and asks me what she wants me to do to limit my stress. I asked her to call my emergency contacts. She did, and in about 45 minutes Sarah, my daughter, and Carol walk into the room. By then Jane is back and still spewing her BS, but at a very quiet level. Once Jane sees them, she knows that she needs to leave. I quietly ask her to just go. None of the other patients deserve her making a scene. To stop thinking about herself and just leave. I am very thankful that she quietly leaves, but she first gives me a quick peck on the forehead. I recoiled a bit, but if I have to accept that for the peace of the other patients, so be it. The women in my life profusely apologized to me. Honestly, I cannot be mad at them. They have their own lives. They all figured out a schedule to make sure that I was not left alone again. And I am sure my daughter thanks the nurse for calling them while at the same time letting the staff know her anger for letting Jane in when they had specific instructions to the contrary. This event just shows me that Jane is like a drowning person. She is just grabbing for anything. I am not special in her eyes. She just sees me as something that she can use to keep afloat. After every contact with Jane, I just see how much darker and black her soul is. AP is still as much of a jackass as he was before. His accounting department has seen where the wind is blowing and in meetings with my daughter, pretty much gave her an entire picture. There is no criminal conduct by AP in his business. It is clear that he was using every perk and loophole to increase his income over his base pay at the expense of the bottom line. So, when my daughter takes control, he will realize a 60% reduction of value to him from the company. And that really pisses him off. I have a feeling she might just outright fire him and move him to a silent minority on her role. So, his flashy lifestyle is going to hit a brick wall. He has threatened lawsuits but has not brought any action yet. I think his credit and/or reputation in the area is shot to hell. Carol has been a more permanent fixture in my life. I have to say I don't mind the company and companionship. Maybe she is wearing me down. She has been staying over several days a week. I hope to bounce back sooner than later. But since I cannot drive anymore, I am going to have to lean on others more. This is uncharted waters for me. Carol has been eagerly volunteering to support me in this area. And before you ask, no, there is nothing physical between us other than sitting close together. Thank you all for your continued support. TLDR hospital stay, Jane shows up, AP's life is about to change. Reader comment, glad you're out of the hospital. Carol seems like she is a good woman, don't let that pass. Stay strong. Original poster, I will stay strong. Carol has provided a lot of support and comfort. I don't know what I am giving her other than time and companionship. Reader comment, what a disgusting move by Jane. She just keeps showing how utterly selfish and horrible she is. OP, I wish you peace and comfort. May your suffering be minimal and may you be supported by the love of your family. Best wishes OP. Original poster, thank you, and I could call Jane a cockroach, but that is an insult to all cockroaches. Reader comment, yes. For a while the only time I could hear my dad's voice was from his answering machine. His wife died after that and now it's lost to the world. 10 hours of video just recording random BS talking will be invaluable to descendants. What they sounded like, their general demeanor, voice tone, stupid little side jokes. You can really get to know the real them by a fly-on-the-wall type view. He can put the home video system to good use again. Just turn it on and let it keep recording him puttering around the house. Original poster, thank you for the idea. I have been doing for a few weeks before the hospital stay. My family will have too much of this stuff because all of you have given me so many suggestions. I started that a while back after someone else suggested it. I will add more. I did not do it in the hospital. I don't want that background for them to remember. Reader comment, I can't believe her. How did she even know you were even in the hospital? I hope your daughter does fire Jack as he deserves it. I'm so sorry you're going through drama with her, and you didn't want drama. I'm still praying for you and strength for you, your family and Carol. We are all still glad you are still here. Thanks for updating us. Take it easy, my friend, get some rest. Original poster, I don't know how she knew. Maybe she has a few loyal friends that heard I was in the hospital. Maybe she used someone that does not know the whole story. Reader comment, Jane is a sneaky one. She won't give up easily, it seems. Hopefully her and AP find karma soon. Phew, still got your boots on. Happy to hear they're still right side up. Relax and enjoy your sunrises and sunsets. Spend your time doing what you love and with the people who mean the most. Blessings. Original poster, karma is whipping them good now. At some point they really should just want the beating to stop. Reader comment, happy to hear that you're still here and fighting. I pray for you to have peace and freedom from Jane's attempts at situational manipulation. God bless these other women in your life for their efforts on your behalf. I'm so sorry you're having to deal with all this. Hang tough, my man. Original poster, she can try at manipulation, but it will not work. Every attempt just shows who she really is. Reader comment, good to hear from you, OP. That nurse is the real MVP. Stay strong and live well. Original poster, there are wonderful people all around us. We sometimes just don't see them. I am glad she was on duty. Reader comment, glad to see you have support. But Carol seems to me a concern. Swooped in a bit too conveniently, types and take advantage first. Original poster, Carol's parents and my parents had been friends. I know Carol for a good part of my life. Her timing might be self-serving and calculating. I hope not. I hope that she is genuine. So far, she has shown only concern and companionship. We will see. Reader comment, trying to use him? Yikes, yeah, she's grasping at anything now. Original poster, yes, she is. She forgets that her confession to Carol contained her unfiltered train of thought. And those showed that she wanted to leave me because I was not providing the lifestyle she wanted or deserved. Makes me sick to just type that again. Thanks for your support. Reader comment, your situation reminds me of the Liam Neeson movie The Grey. It's silly, yeah, because there's not a pack of wolves or anything but your ex-wife. Despite your situation, you fight and protect you and your family from her greed. We both know there's many men that would give in, which is really sad. One of their last acts is allowing someone they weren't good enough for win. She's desperate and hoping something she says will work. It might even be to salvage her social standing where you live, since if you forgave her at the end, she might be able to resurrect some of her previous life when you're gone and play the grieving widow card for sympathy. The alternative might be her needing to leave town. Or of course she might try to muddy things up and try to get some money if she can argue that reconciliation was taking place. Whatever, given her actions, she clearly doesn't understand that she was actually already being seriously overpaid for what she is worth when she went out looking for more. Original poster, and that might be my failing. I allowed her to live in that delusion. I most likely helped in some way in her inflation of self-worth. I was and am still not one to tear someone down on purpose. I have my own failings. Reader comment, yeah, doesn't make sense, like what was she using him for? Since OP was paying for everything and she has a six-figure income, it wasn't for money. Original poster, she wanted the flashy lifestyle. I did not provide that. She thought that AP could give her that extra boost in status. She soon found out that my status in the community, while humble and muted, was what she was writing all along. And when that was removed, the fall was very far and quick. So instead of building on what she thought was hers with AP, she destroyed the foundation she had. Reader comment, what part of no does Jane not understand? Apparently on top of being a cheater, she's also got the brain of a peanut. Original poster, seems so. But to someone drowning, logical thought is seldom present. Reader comment, all the best to you. We can't control what other people do, only how we react, and it sounds like you're handling that as well as anyone possibly could. Hang in there. Original poster, that is wisdom that many others need to hear. When we stop worrying about other actions and trying to control them, we find a peace. I am at peace. Reader comment, Jane needs to take her ass back to the brothel house and leave you alone. OP sounds like you're in great hands now, and let the real women in your life take great care of you. Original poster, I fear I have no choice but let the real women take care of me. And I love referring to them as the real women in my life. Their strength amazes me, even though it should not. Thank you. Reader comment, I really want to know what Jane was saying and why she thought it would make a difference. Original poster, honestly, I employed the time-honored man hearing. I ignored most of what she was saying. She has nothing worth me hearing. Reader comment, life is mysterious. It was your unfortunate diagnosis that exposed your ex-wife's and her AP's true character. Had you not decided to come home early and went about your day as usual, you can imagine the financial windfall your ex-harlot would have enjoyed. But your conscious decision to inform your wife, the one you loved, immediately regarding your life-changing news was the universe setting everything in balance. Through this, both of them are getting what they deserve. Personally, I am heartened that despite your health, at least those two are paying the price. Original poster, if that is the best I deserve from the universe, I will take it. It was a gift above all others. I can take this burden from my family. Reader comment, you hadn't posted for a few days, and I was worried that the worst had happened. Very glad to see you're still with us. And if you leave, the lights on the cockroaches won't bother you. Original poster, still above room temperature. Don't worry about me. I am okay with my path and journey. I get great strength from all of you and my family. Thanks for caring. Reader comment, it makes my heart happy to see you post, but I don't like how Jane showed up like she did. She really thought she was going to sweet talk you, hoping you would take the bait because you are sick. I'm so glad your family and Carol are there for you and they have your back 100%. Hopefully, you will never have to see or speak to Jane again. She needs to let you go in peace. I hope you enjoy the rest of the time you have left with your family and Carol. I hope it's full of love and laughter and sharing of all the memories and stories. You are always going to be in my thoughts and prayers. Like I said before, I have so much love for you, as a stranger. Stay strong and positive, my friend. Love, Caitlin. Original poster. Well, my request for a TRO is in the process. And I am pretty confident that I will not have to worry about her coming around again. An interesting turn of events is that Carol is going to be requesting a TRO as well. Apparently, Jane started following Carol and realized that Carol was spending quite a bit of time at the farm. Well, Jane confronted Carol, and Carol did not hide what she thought of Jane's actions and was unapologetic that she is spending time with me. Well, that earned Carol a haymaker and black eye from Jane and earned Jane a few hours with our local law enforcement and a court date. Oh well. Reader comment: I'm sorry to hear you were in hospital. Glad it wasn't too serious. I know what you mean about hospitals just so depressing. Glad you're back home and you have some sort of activity to keep you busy. Nothing to say about your ex. Her actions said it all when she bought that second car. Doing great there. Has Carol had feelings for you? You did say you knew Carol before you met Jane. It all depends how you feel about everything. Just really glad that you're doing okay and don't think you're a burden to your family and friends. They have your back. Original poster: Carol's parents and my parents were friends. So, I knew Carol for a good part of my life. I introduced Carol to Jane. Carol's husband died years ago. He was a great man. I was thankful to call him a friend. Reader comment: well, Jane continues to be Jane, only thinking of herself. There is no way any part of her visit was for you. I am just imagining her vigilantes as she silently waited for her shot when no one was around. What a horrible thing to wake up to. You must have thought, this is it, I went to hell. Then the peck on the forehead: I guess you had to take one for the team. So sorry you had to go to the hospital. I hope you can remain home from now on. I'm glad you still have the energy to update us. MVP goes to Carol. We should all have a friend like her. Have you told anyone about your Reddit account yet? I'm wishing you many more sunrise and sunsets and most of all peace. P.S. Karma or your daughter will get you ex-partner eventually. I just hope you live long enough to witness it. Edited for Spelling and Gamer. Original poster: okay, yes, I think my personal hell would be an eternity of listening to Jane's BS. Brings chills to my spine. Thank you for your continued support. Reader comment: thank you for the update. I'm glad to hear you are doing okay. I can't believe that Jane is still trying to get back in your life. I'm glad that you are not accepting any of this. You never deserved what happened to you, and it's good to hear that you have a wonderful support system. You are truly an inspiration for many of us. I'm keeping you in my prayers. Once again, thank you. Original poster: Jane has abandoned the class she worked so hard to outwardly display all these years. She is truly drowning. I guess it is just a bit of karma I get to see some of this. But now I am done. I don't want to see her again. Reader comment: by then Jane is back and still spewing her BS. How was she allowed to enter the room again? What was hospital and that nurse doing? Original poster: I stressed to the nurse that Jane would most likely raise a stink if the staff asked her to leave, but when my daughter came, Jane would leave quietly. So, I took the BS for the sake of other patients. Maybe I was not thinking clearly enough. Reader comment: you should have asked her how much she wants to end her melodrama. I bet she would have taken up the offer instantly. Her eyes would have lit up. Original poster: yes, she would, and I might just pay it. The pity part of me does not want to help her out or assign a value of her leaving me alone. I truly think if I did it once, she would come back for more. I am sure she has a number. Reader comment: people like her always have a number. Is she going to be able to file for your Social Security though when you unfortunately pass? She doesn't deserve it in my opinion. Original poster: yes, even divorced persons can have a claim with Social Security upon death. Since I cannot change that, I am not worried about it. Reader comment: 3 things this could be a movie. Jane is trash. Still rooting for you and Carol to have at least one amazing night together. Original poster, movie? No, I am not that interesting. Jane, hell yes you are right. I don't know about that with Carol. Remember, I am a sick man and only getting sicker. But she has been a rock. Reader comment, I wish you peace in your continued journey. The good thing out of the unfortunate meeting with Jane is that everyone will now coordinate schedules to make sure she is out of sight and a distance away. It's so good to know that the women in your life are rallying to support you the best they can. Here's wishing you many more peaceful moments with them. Original poster, I can safely say the women in my life are tough as nails and as hard as diamonds. But their love is unimaginable. Men, if you are blessed to be with one like these women, hold on them. Reader comment, I'm so glad that you're letting Carol in. I truly believe Carol was put in your life for this chapter. Original poster, I have to admit I enjoy the companionship. She has not been a distraction to time with the family. They all have known her most of their lives as well. Please support the channel by hitting the thumbs up button. Update, I have been taking it easy for a few days since getting home. I am going to make a follow-up on my previous post. Again, this post is just going to be on my profile. My family has probably heard all of this from me before, but I want to put it up here for you and them. If my family is reading this, I love you very much. In the first post, we talked about what we have control of, honesty and money. You will find that all of my thoughts will come from one root source. That source is humility. Fortunately, early in my life the world hit me hard. It took a bit, but I was forced to learn humility. And that lesson blossomed into a mindset that served me so well for the rest of my life. Knowledge is king. I have spent my life learning. If you think you are the smartest person in the room, first you are in the wrong room, and second, you are full of SHT. No one can know everything. I know when I meet someone I can learn something from them. It takes 10,000 hours of practice to master a complex skill. It is impossible for any of us to master everything. So, if you think you are the smartest person in the room, get over yourself and also ask yourself who knows more about another topic in that room than you. And ask them about that. You will be amazed at what you learn from someone when they are in the element. On the other side, when someone asks you for information, be willing to share and pass on your knowledge. In life, business, and anything else, surround yourself with people smarter than you. The only stupid question is the one not asked. Learn something new every day. Be in the moment. This has 2 parts, truly hearing someone and enjoying the moment. Let's start with cherishing the moment. There is a mindset I have seen with some of my younger coworkers and really society in general, the you only live once mentality. And with that mentality, they spend time collecting experiences. The problem with this mindset is that they spend so much time planning and documenting the experiences like a collection that they don't just spend time enjoying the experience. I have traveled from time to time, and I have had more enjoyment sitting in a cafe and watching the locals or having a wonderful conversation with someone I just met. I lived in that moment. I might not have climbed the Eiffel Tower, did a gondola ride in the canals, or any other bucket list events. But I did have a great meal with people I cared about. Had a long discussion with a farmer at a quaint cafe in the Italian countryside. These moments have become part of me. And part of why I say I had a life well lived. The second part of this is listening, or better hearing. This has been a lifelong struggle. When I was younger, I spent my time in a conversation trying to figure out where I can work my knowledge into the conversation to impress the ones I was talking to. I did this all the while they were giving me wonderful nuggets of knowledge from their life experiences. I so wish to this day I paid more attention. I still suffer from this flaw, but from another source. My mind can at times run a mile a minute. So, when I am thirsty for knowledge, I can get in a mode of thinking of follow-up questions instead of really hearing what the person is telling. I have to actively stop myself. All of this should change you for the positive. We always are growing. Learning new knowledge or adding an experience will change you. most likely ever so slightly. They should just make you a more interesting, compassionate, and wise person. Never stop becoming a wonderful person. Also, be a part of that cycle for others. One other important part of this is time for self-reflection. Make sure you spend some time by yourself, just thinking about what you have learned through others and your experiences. Let that process go through your humility filter. You will find that just spending a few minutes like that a day builds clarity. I use my watching the sunrise and set for some of that. You can journal if you like. I generally just have an inward dialogue. I think this completes the foundations for my life. I really am just a simple person with simple principles. But if you have questions, I can always see if I have anything worthwhile to answer you with. I love you all. Reader comment: this is similar to how I strive to be, but often fall short with the stress of work, family, bills, etc. How do you maintain the humility and time for reflection when under a surge of stress, demands from others, etc., and when you find you've drifted too far from it, how do you recalibrate and correct? Original poster: every day is a new one. I don't keep score. When I see myself deviate, I correct. Sometimes the self-reflection is just a few minutes. Just remember, no one is perfect. That is part of the humility. You do your best you can that day. Reader comment: thank for the knowledge and advice. Humility is a quality that is needed in all of us. Original poster: I think what people don't understand, it is not natural. You have to work on it. You have to have self-reflection. You need to be able to see yourself outside of yourself. If that makes sense. Reader comment: do you speak any other languages? Did you travel much in life? What's your favorite cultural food? Original poster: I speak a few languages poorly. I always had an interpreter or someone much better at the language than me. But you will find that English is spoken so much around the world. I don't know if I have a favorite. I do enjoy eating and tasting new foods and drink. I do like the Mediterranean palate and the seafood there. Growing up farm from a coast, I didn't get much of the coastal offerings. Please support the channel by hitting the thumbs up button. Update: I am sorry to have to tell you all my dad passed away this past week. I have been reading his posts and responses as I can for the past few days. I hear him so clearly in his posts and responses. One of his requests was to give you your letter from him. My Reddit family, well, if you are reading this letter, you know that my time here is at an end. As all of you had suggested, I had written letters to all of my family members and also created videos for them as well. While answering your posts, I started referring to you all as my Reddit family. That got me thinking that I needed to write one final letter. That letter is to all of you. I want to thank you all for your support and suggestions. This short time has been so important to me and will clearly be important to my family long after I am gone. You have helped me achieve my final gift to myself and to my family. That last Christmas week as a family. Without having somewhere to vent and gain support, I would have had to turn to my family. And doing that would have meant abandoning my goal. My family might not see it as a gift right now, but they will in the future. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed making those little videos. My family will have another small piece of me, and that is thanks to you all. I would not have done any of those silly little videos without your suggestions and encouragement. Honestly, I would not have even thought of it. I do have one request for all of you. My family will be going through many emotions. I know that part of putting my story out there is for you all to want a conclusion. Please allow my family to grieve and keep the request for updates to an acceptable minimum. I have asked them to give you this letter, and if they feel they could, to give a final update on Jane. That final update is up to them. I have asked them. I just ask you all to be patient. Finally, I wish you all the best. All of the love I can provide from the great beyond. Remember, none of us are promised tomorrow. Know yourself and be good to those around you. I hope none of you suffer the road I have to walk, but if you do, I will in any way I can walk it with you. Remember, you all are worth so much. Never let anyone tell you anything different. I will send as many virtual hugs as I can from wherever I end up. Saying thank you at times feels so inadequate, but it is the words I have right now. Thank you. I hope we meet in the beyond, just not